Hello guys, welcome to our Systema Strikes tutorial. I know that you guys are busy, so I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, and there is only so much that you can fit on a video, so many things will probably be left out. I will break this video into 3 components so you can watch it at your own time or your own pace. The first one containing the how we're gonna use our hands, how we're gonna shape them, open hand versus closed hand, how to form the fist, and the different levels of different depths of striking, and when are we gonna use the open hand and when we're gonna use the closed hands. In the next part, then I'm gonna explain and demonstrate the mechanics behind the Systema striking itself, and all the things that have to be taken into consideration, and I'll also demonstrate as I explain. So in the last part then, if you want to skip to that part because you know how the mechanics of the Systema Strike, etc., you're an advanced student, etc., you can skip to the part that is the training tips and the most common mistakes that I see either my students or videos of other people have posted on the internet, and I just pick up these mistakes, so I want to be clarifying some of the most common mistakes. Okay. All that said, then we're gonna start with the hands. So we start with our hands, and this striking could be either with a hand open, with a hand closed. So in Systema we talk about striking because you can strike literally with any part of your body. But you can call these then the punches, Systema punches. Some people call them ballistic, some people call it dynamic. So we're just gonna put those nicknames aside, and we just call it Systema Strikes, and plain and simple. Okay, so with open hand, then we want to use the heel of the palm, which is this section of around, depends on how big your hand is, a couple of inches down there, maybe going a little bit up here, or about an inch on this edge here, and that is the part that we're going to use with our open hands. The striking with the open hand is exactly the same way that we do it with the closed hand. So just instead of using this section, where you're going to be using this section, all the movement involved in the striking, the whipping motion, and all the stuff is exactly the same. And why we use this section of our hand? Well, this section of our hands have evolved for millions of years. So when we fall, we put our hands open, palms down, to protect us from the impact, so we don't hurt ourselves. So if I'm going to use this wall, if I'm going forward, that's the floor, I'm going to put my hands there. So I put this part of the hands, I don't fall, and put my feet into the ground, nor I put the reverse of my hands when I fall. So this part of the hand is very strong and is designed for impact through millions of years of evolution of mankind. This part is soft, so there's a rule of thumb that we use in law enforcement industry, which is soft weapon, hard targets, and hard weapon, soft targets. So in this case, we're going to try to use this palm to strike bony parts of the body, like the face, the skull, the collarbone or clavicula, the sternum bones, maybe the rib cage, and is preferred to use as the very first option or go-to when you engage with another individual in a scuff, to use your open hand. So the tactical reasons for this is that your open hand not only can work as a striking point, but also you can use it for pushing, you can use it for clinching and pulling, and when your hand is open, it's easier to access your gear. So when you have a closed hand, that means that you have to open it first, then reach out to your gear, and then close it again to form the grip, and then use that tool. So we save significant time that could be, life-changing, life-saving, if your hands is always open, ready to access your gear. So from the law enforcement point of view, security point of view, or if you are a civilian who are a firearm owner, legal legally firearm owner, you probably want to adopt this use of the open hand as your very first option before going to a fist fight or striking with your closed hand, right? So first option, then using open hands always, and that give you the ability to push, clinch, pull, etc., and accessing your gear seamlessly and intuitively, right? So this section of the hand, from here to here, you can be striking slightly with the edge there or striking with the palm. And now, what do we do with the fist? How we form the fist? This is overlooked by many people, and I think that's sad, no? Because we cannot teach other people how to strike if we don't teach them how to safely close their hands. Well, more often what you see is close your hand. That's it. You got a fist right there. But that's not enough, right? So how we form the fist in Systema? Okay, this is the natural shape of the hand. So if we roll these 4 fingers in, the thumb naturally sits right there, all right? By forming the fist this way, again, we roll the fingers in, and the thumb naturally fits there. The other side, open, roll the fingers in, and the thumb naturally fits there, right? We got this shape. By rolling the fingers, we are naturally pushing that blood that is in our hand towards the front of the fist. At the same time, we're leaving no gaps in here. So that gives us the sensation of the feeling of fullness, right? So the fist is full, the fist feels heavy, right? When you close the hand just like that, the fist looks and feels hollow and feels lightweight, right? We want to strike with a heavy fist, like if it's a rock tied up at the tip of your whip, not with a lightweight fist, okay? Lightweight fist, hollow fist is more likely to injure your hand than if it's a heavy fillet fist. The other thing is that when we put the thumb here, that is an unnatural way to locate the thumb. Okay, here it feels natural. Okay, the hand is there, closed, stays there in the same place. Right, we can use this little knuckle here from the thumb also as a pressure point, ribs under the cheekbone, and then behind the ear, and it's there. We don't have to modify it. When you put the thumb down here, it's unnatural. Also, if you miss a strike in the middle of the struggle, that thumb can be pulled backward and it hurts. Happened to me once dealing with an individual in the exchange. I didn't notice it at the time. After the incident, doing paperwork, I felt that my thumb hurt. When I tried to think through what happened, my thumb got hooked with the person's jacket and got pulled back, you know. And when you think about it, that is precisely one of the techniques used for disarming, you know, either a handgun or a knife. Pull this thumb here, and it hurts and eases the grip. All right. So by putting the thumb there, there's no thumb there. So if you miss it, it just glides in with the thumb not getting hooked. All right. So again, we use the open hand as our first option. You know, ready position, hands on the front. We don't want to fight. We want to diffuse the situation. We're talking with the person. Our hands is always on this space, open, ready. And if you need to engage, then you engage with open hand, and then you can access immediately your tools available. Okay. If we need to then close the fist after manipulating the situation with open hand strikes, then we close the fist, and then we can engage on soft targets, the neck, the abdominal region, with our fist. Okay. What are the dips the depth of the Systema Strike. We got 3 levels of depth. One is superficial, we can call it a skin level. We got second level of depth is the muscular level. So we're attacking the major muscle groups to inflict pain, and with this they made the person break his intentions or his willingness to keep fighting. And the third depth is furthering attacking the organs themselves, but we try to avoid this in Systema as we are not going after destruction. So we want to break only the opponent's will to fight. This is particularly suitable, and that's why in core Systema Combative we promote the use of Systema for law enforcement and security work, as is very suitable for those occupations. So superficial, when we use superficial at the skin level as a distraction, as a diversion, so we can perform then submission and control techniques without in situation where it's suspected that the other individual may be armed, and we don't want the other person to give them time to draw his weapon and use it against us. So you're making an arrest, we got a target, we approach a target, plain clothes, with the lever, start open hand to the ear, to the eyes, in the neck, solar plexus, tapping on the groin. These are superficial strike, could be with open hand or with closed hand, and then from there perform a submission and control and handcuffing, etc. The second level then on a muscular level to inflict pain, so you strike a little bit harder, major muscle groups, same targets as other martial arts uses as well. Now the nose, the throat, solar plexus, the groin, but also in Systema we attack any part of the body where tension has been built up. So that is a multiplier effect on the potential targets on our opponent. Wherever the tension is built up, strike there, to muscular level, inflict pain, and then continue your work. And the third one, no other option. You have to use more force. No weapons are available. Then you put full power, full depth into affecting the person's lungs, kidney, liver. But that again is always a weapon of last resort, right? Hope this helped, guys, in the when to use open hand, when to use the closed hand, how to form the fees, the different levels of Systema, and I will see you in the next part when we're going to discuss the actual mechanics. Okay, but remember, watch our video about the Systema Strikes stealthness, or why Systema Strikes are stealth, because that is the most important part on Systema striking. Okay, so the idea is to reach the target, and you reach the target by being stealth. Okay, the invisibility of the Systema Strike, the tricks of the trade, so you can actually get into the target. Then in this video, then we're discussing, once you reach the target, what are the mechanics involved to get the result that you want on that strike. But it's pointless to discuss all that if you actually don't reach the target. If the other person gets defensive, know your intention, you show your intention to fight, the other person prepares, so a lot of your strikes then is going to be intercepted or deflected or blocked. Then there is no point of all the mechanics that you know if you can actually reach the target. So we discussed then how to get there, and now we discuss once you are there, how you're going to strike. Okay? See you next time.